We stopped the Waking Flame's threat to Blackwood and saved Fargrave from the Incarnates. But many questions remain unanswered. Mehrunes Dagon is still a threat to your world, mortal, and there are things I still wish to learn. Will you aid me again? I want to resume our search for the fourth ambition. And we should track down the other ambitions, Sombrin and Kalia. They need to rejoin us before Mehrunes Dagon's lackeys find them. I sent for your wood elf friend, Evely Sharp-Arrow. I asked her to comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents, to look for more clues as to the fourth ambition's hiding place. She should arrive shortly. Let us meet her in the Plaza of Portals. The window of opportunity closes quickly, mortal. Both for what I still wish to learn, and for you to save your world. Mehrunes Dagon has been thwarted twice, but that will only make him more dangerous next time. Let us go meet up with the Wood Elf. Do you seek praise? You have done as I asked and been compensated. That is the mortal custom, is it not? You want more? Very well. You helped me unravel the Longhouse Emperor's secrets in Blackwood, where we discovered 3 of the 4 ambitions.
This place is amazing! Hey, friend. Good to see you. This place is incredible! Investigator Vale never went to Oblivion in any of her stories, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I was nervous when Lyrinth said I had to use a portal to get here, but this is great! And you're here now, so it's even better. A lot of crazy talk about conquest, Mehrunes Dagon, and staining the world with the blood of their enemies, but nothing more about the ambitions. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I definitively could tell that Emperor Leovic had certain records destroyed. Yeah, sorry. I know Lyrinth was counting on me to come up with some clue to follow. I thought I had a lead about one of their holdings, but I hit a dead end. It seems like the Longhouse Emperors took all the information with them to their graves. Mostly helping out around Leowin, and I did a couple of small tasks for Governor Keshu, rounding up a few stray cultists, that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. Until Lyrinth contacted me, that is. She gave me the highlights. Weird Cataclysm devices, Sister Seldina, that evil Knockfrost guy. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help. I can't wait to meet the Anchorite, though. I always thought about getting a mask, like the Green Hood or the Scarlet Judge. She sent one of her creepy followers to bring me messages. That Rogatina woman. Letters mostly, but Lyrinth did stop by to give me final instructions on how to get to Fargrave. I got to use a portal key. That was exciting.
The Longhouse documents were no help, and I still haven't heard any word from my contacts. Our next chance can be found at the House of Whims.
The House of Whims? That sounds intriguing.
Meet me at the House of Whims. It's time to explore the Anchorite's memories. Anchorite, Mehrunes Dagon was particularly interested in you at Ardent Hope. We must examine your memories.
So you're the Anchorite, huh? Neat mask.
Thanks. I like your bow, too.
Let us begin. Mortal,
Use the memory vessel to capture fragments of the anchorite's recollections as the ritual progresses.
I know I agreed to take part in this ritual, but now I'm not so sure. Since my memories all came flooding back to me, I haven't been able to make sense of a fraction of them. I'm not sure what matters. No, not at all. I just doubt we're going to turn up anything useful. I got 20 years of memories restored in a few seconds. It may take more than a single ritual to sift through them all. Besides, there may not be any that can actually help us. Maybe. So far, though, I've had no luck making sense of all the memories. They still feel like they belong to somebody else, you know? Hey, have you noticed that Lyrinth is more serious than usual? A little more scary? Probably nothing, right? Yeah. Strange doesn't even begin to cover how I felt when he addressed me directly at Ardent Hope. Well, go ahead and grab the memory vessel and let's get this started. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some answers after all.
Use the vessel to collect the memory fragments when they appear. I will use the anchorite's amulet as a focus.
Is this supposed to hurt?
There, a memory fragment. Take it.
She is my brother. The legacy of the Longhouse Emperors flows through her veins.
Keep going. We are close.
Another memory fragment. Take it before it disperses.
You are a tool, nothing more. Fulfill your purpose, or you will be discarded.
No, please, make it stop!
You're hurting her! Stop! Stop this now!
Foolish mortals! You try my patience!
The anchorite's memories are too scattered, unfocused. She has not yet come to grips with the fact that these newly restored memories belong to her. Let me see the memory vessel. Perhaps we were able to gather something useful after all.
The Wood Elf had no right to stop the ritual. It was not her decision to make. Without any other lead, the anchorite's memories were our best chance to determine Mehrunes' fate. You seek to quell my anger by suggesting we may still salvage something from this debacle. Very well. Show the memory vessel to Madam Wim. Let her tell... We have no clue as to how to find the last ambition. The ritual was halted before it could fully sort the anchorite's memories. Only one other avenue remains open. Sombrin and Kalia. Do I seem tense? Well, you and Evely seem oddly calm for creatures whose very plane of existence is under threat. Do you enjoy it here in Fargrave? Shall this sandpit be your sanctuary once Mehrunes Dagon conquers your world? Go. Deal with Wim.
The anchorite's memories are too scattered, unfocused. She has not yet come to grips with the fact that this is a very early memory. The anchorite as a babe, hearing her father's voice. I can use this. Another early memory, but this time her father's voice is cold, commanding. These fragments vibrate with emotional veracity, a signature of sorts. I can use that to scry the location of the Longhouse Emperor, or, more accurately, his soul. If you find the Emperor, you can talk to him. Get the information you need directly from Morakar himself. I sense he is imprisoned in the Deadlands, in the Brandfire Reformatory. Take the Anchorite's amulet. It will lead you to the Emperor's soul. As I understand it, the amulet was a gift from father to daughter. Its connection to Morakar is strong. Use it in the Reformatory and it will lead you to him. However, what state his soul will be in after decades of torture, I do not know.
I'll meet you at the Brandfire Reformatory. I want to see this memory or lost soul or whatever it is when we find it.
If Lyrinth is going to search for Kalia and Sombrin, she's going to need my help. I'm practically an expert at finding ambitions now. Also, I want to keep an eye on her. We'll meet back up with you.
It's my amulet and my memories, so I'm going with you.
Very well. Take the anchorite and explore this memory. See where it leads. Meanwhile, I will begin the hunt for Sombrin and Kalia.
You shouldn't go alone, Lyrinth. I'll join you.
How distrustful, Evely. Fine. Mortal, we will find you when we have word.
This is it. Madame Wim said the amulet would guide us to Emperor Morikar's soul. Go ahead and use it. Wisp! Let's follow it. I wonder how many souls are trapped in this place. When they made their bargain with Mabel's Dagon. That looks like some sort of forge. I wonder if it still works. Did you hear that? It sounded like it came from the furnace. The furnace door is sealed tight. Why would my amulet lead us here?
Open the door. Your Emperor commands it.
The same voice from my memory. Emperor Morikar. There's a discharge labrum there. We need to find and charge some lucents. I think we can open the furnace door by using lucents. I want to see what... You need to find... Door opened! All I see is a chunk of slag. Before you try anything else, let's talk. There's no doubt about it. The voice came out of that chunk of slag. And it sounds just like Emperor Morikar's voice from my memory. He wants us to free him. You've seen this place. It's all about torture. I think they fused the souls of the Emperors into that chunk of metal. Seems like a fitting punishment for anyone who incurred Mehrunes. We need to ignite the furnace to melt the slag. I spotted 2 more discharge labrums. If we take that charged lucent and stick it in one, that might give... There are 2 other discharge labrums. If we can find another Lucent... Look! Up there! A Lucent! Place the charged Lucent in that discharge labrum by the wall. Over here, there's a dynamis font. Let's charge that Lucent. That worked! The Lucent is charged. Now place it in one of the discharge labrums. I think we need to ignite the furnace to melt...
Released at last. Who must we thank for our freedom? An eternity of agony.
I still taste the blood of my enemies, those I crushed beneath my heel. This prison is an insult. I am a conqueror, a god in my own right. My teeth have shred the flesh of hundreds, thousands. I demand the respect I deserve. Has the mortal world already forgotten the name of Только, the Black Drake, first of the Longhouse Emperors? The plan was mine. Mine! The blood of the Reach sings with fury in my veins. Lies. You have the tongue of a liar, and I will rip it from your mouth. I will not be swayed by your words. I won't let you betray me.
This is not freedom. No. Simply a respite from the darkness. I remember the traitors at my gates, the blade of the usurper slicing through my flesh. But I hid them away. I did my best to fulfill the bargain. I am Leovic, last of the Longhouse Emperors. But who are you? You have the stink of the traitorous Varen about you. That snake. I knew he was coming. I knew I had to take action. Preserve the plan. Keep the secret. It started with my grandfather. But it was my father who passed the responsibility to me. It was all part of the bargain the Black Drake made with Mehrunes Dagon. We would prepare. I took action. I moved the ambitions to new vaults. Safe vaults. But before I could do more, the usurper murdered me. And how did Mehrunes Dagon reward me? By locking me away in a block of metal. And the secret of the Longhouse Emperors died with me.
An eternity of agony. This was not what the Prince of Destruction promised. I did everything the Black Drake commanded. Everything the High Priest instructed. And I gave precise orders to my son. So why the torture? And why is the weapon here? Daughter? You mean the weapon? Why have you brought her here? You cannot let her fall into the hands of Mehrunes Dagon. He reneged on his promise to us. I see no reason to keep our part of the bargain now. You did not know? The girl is one of the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. But she's not like the other 3. Oh, no. I made a few modifications of my own to the High Priest's ritual. She is not just an ambition. She is my contingency. An emperor never relies on a single strategy. We were promised power if we delivered the ambitions at the appointed time. But Daedric princes are not to be trusted. So I prepared Mairead as a weapon that could deal with Dagon, should the need arise. My daughter, the fourth ambition, she's the key. Along with the other ambitions, she can call forth the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That was my contingency, in case the Prince of Destruction lied, and we needed to send him back to the Deadlands. The Anchorite? Is that what you call Mairead? Use her and the ambitions. Bring my vengeance to the Prince who betrayed us. Go to the Isle of Joys, a retreat not far from here. All the details are there. Someone calls. My ambitions.
I'm an ambition? One of those people Lyrinth was talking about? How is that possible?
We are not property or playthings, Morcar.
Sombrin, no!
You are what we created you to be.
You wanted a weapon? Then taste my power!
Oh, Sombrin, why?
Hey, friend. We better talk.
I almost decided not to accompany Lyrinth, but now I'm glad she insisted. How else would I have gotten the opportunity to punish the Longhouse Emperors for what they did to us? Finding the last ambition? That's just a welcome surprise. I have no interest in more of their lies, and neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition. Those men were evil when they were alive. Do you think an existence of torture in the Deadlands would change that? The last ambition needs to learn from Kalia and me. I sense that same power inside her that courses through us. We belong together. A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
I didn't think Sombrin was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately. I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate. He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this. I'm worried about him. You must remember, the book Evely gave him, Lyrinth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity. Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombrin's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what... I've tried, but he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work...
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyrinth and I managed to find Sombrin and Kalia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition? That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombrin blasted them into non-existence? Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyrinth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is? That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment. Sure. Let me know.
That man, Sombrin. He seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Emperors? There was so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morikar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morikar said, is it true? Am I an ambition? Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions. Right. Morikar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be.
Are you ready to go?
You're one of us, Anchorite. An ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyrinth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly. Mortals. Always so unpredictable. As annoying as that is, perhaps that's what keeps me so interested. You and Evely head to the Isle of Joys. See what you can find there. I will follow the Anchorite. I want to keep an eye on Sombrin. No. And his erratic behavior worries me. Mortal minds were not meant to read the Mysterium, Xarxes. I'm wary about him separating the Anchorite from us as well. We're going to need her once you determine the nature of this contingency plan. My reaction is irrelevant. The Anchorite recently had her memories returned to her and has yet to make sense of them all. Now she discovers she's also an ambition of Mehrunes Dagon, and a tool of a father she didn't know. I understand her motivations. Have you not realized after all this time that I have my ways, little mortal? I found Sombrin and Kalia once. I can do so again. In the meantime, you and Evely should search the Isle of Joys. We must discover this plan that Emperor Morikar...
That's the island over there. This portal should get us across. Imperial ruins. This must be the Isle of Joys. The documents describe the Isle of Joys as a hunting retreat. They must have hunted days. I really don't like your odds. me here. Me and the Longhouse Emperors had a very different idea of war. Come on, let's search those Ego-Nimic? What's that? That ring looks a lot like the Anchorite's amulet. It might be important.
Getting good at this.
Let's figure out what to that. All right, this was a productive trip. At least Emperor Morikar's ghost didn't lie about leaving stuff here. Yeah, I noticed that straight away. Maybe they were part of a set, and this one was Emperor Morikar's? And look, it has some weird runes etched into the surface. Let me see. The Ego-Nimic is some sort of name? Says it has the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That's huge. But whatever we need to access it isn't here. It's in the Anchorite's vault. I still can't believe she's an ambition. What about that map? Didn't we explore all the vaults in Blackwood? Wait a moment. I did read about one other vault. Doom Vault Volpanaz. It was cracked open and ransacked during Varen's revolution, so I assumed any ambition inside it was long gone. Really? You explored another vault without me? You're trying to make me look bad. What did you find? Tell me there was something there that connects to all this. Did you get to search it all? I guess if you'd found the key to a weapon that could banish Mehrunes Dagon in there, you would have told us. Well, we can't give up now. This is still worth looking into. Maybe this mark indicates a hidden portion of the vault that you didn't spot last time. We have to at least... Good, you're here. Let's find the spot indicated on the map. What happened to this place? Look! Those runes are similar to the ones on the ring. There must be a connection. I knew that ring was important. All right, I guess we enter another portal. Is this where the Anchorite used to live? It looks like someone else has been here recently. Sombren's diary. I guess he and Kalia spent some time here. Did he write down anything that can help us? So Sombren and Kalia came here at some point, after they left us and went to the Deadlands? I wonder what they were looking for. So, anything good in Sombren's diary? He's not on the same level as the writer of the Investigator Vale stories, but his writing isn't bad. Interesting. Does he know about the egonymic? It doesn't seem... Hey now, positive thoughts! Let's examine the chest. Maybe the ring will help. It got... This enchantment looks powerful. Hey, there's an indentation on the rock. See if the ring fits. That's unusual. I have absolutely no idea what that is.
Mortals, we have a problem. That fool ambition. He will ruin everything. You both need to come with me. Sombren has turned to Mehrunes Dagon, and he plans to take Kalia and the Anchorite with him. We must stop him. How clear must I make it, little mortal? He has Kalia and the Anchorite and is attempting to force them to go with him. He plans to present them all to the Prince of Destruction. We must get to an Ilarch summit and stop him. When I left to retrieve you, Sombren was attempting to wrestle power from each of the other ambitions and take it for himself. He will turn that power over to Mehrunes Dagon unless we intervene.
Mortals! I think I'm finally getting used to them. Let's go.
Of this accursed mountain play havoc with my magic. Better if you make your own way from here.
Stupid Sombren. He's run all the way up this thing.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
Over here, mortal. Sombren took Kalia and the Anchorite through that door.
Sombren, stop! This is insane! We're not coming with you.
Only Mehrunes Dagon can teach us, help us control our powers. It's all in his book. I can't let you interfere. Destron, deal with them!
Destron? Sombren, what have you done?
I must obey.
Destron,
You will not pass. You let. I won't let that happen to Kalia. Sombren will save us. Kalia, I'm sorry.
doing what's necessary, Kalia. For all of us. Your power is better off in my hands.
Sombrin didn't expect you to fight back, Anchorite. Well done.
What did I just do?
We should go too. I will summon a portal to take us to Fargrave.
I didn't know I could do that. Open a portal out of thin air. I just couldn't let Sombrin keep hurting Kalia. Well, I'm not sure. I just shoved him somewhere. Away. Come on.
My powers. They're gone. Sombrin, he ripped them away from me. And he used Destron to hurt us. How could he do that? Oh, Sombrin. What have you become? Yes, I can make it. I'll crawl if I have to. I want to get as far from this place as possible.
We should return to Fargrave. This place, I don't like it. And Kalia and the Anchorite, we need to get them out of here. What do you think? Sombrin betrayed us. He made poor Destron fight you, and he took Kalia's powers. I can't believe he did this. And I can't believe we didn't stop him. Let's just go.
We should not remain here. I opened a portal to Fargrave. Sombrin stole Kalia's powers. The Anchorite stopped him from taking hers as well, but it has become clear that Sombrin is now our enemy. As for Destron, I'm not sure. Kalia and the Anchorite will be safe here. Come, little mortal. Let's talk. I did not expect Sombrin to turn against us, or for him to try to take the power of the remaining ambitions. He now possesses the power of Destron and Kalia as well as his own. If he hands that power to Dagon, neither of us will like the results. I am still considering our options. At least we have the Anchorite, and she still has her powers. That is enough for now. You did well, mortal. Against all odds, you continue to prevail. Take this with my gratitude and prepare for what comes next. Now that we can confer in the relative safety of Madame Wim's establishment, tell me what you discovered on the Isle of Joys. Did the spirit of Emperor Morcar speak true? Is there a weapon that can be used against Mehrunes Dagon? Let me see the documents you found. I am familiar with Nimics, but not this ego Nimic. If it truly has the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon, then no wonder the Longhouse Emperors kept it hidden. And what did you find in the Doom Vault? Interesting. And you found this in the vault? The one Morcar claimed belonged to his daughter? Then show it to the Anchorite. Perhaps she can remember something and ascertain its purpose. We will need some advantage the next time we face Sombrin. Our best hope lies in the Anchorite now. Show her the Daedric relic you recovered from her vault. Simply put, a Nimic is a Daedra's true name. Some of us have many, others only one. If another knows these secret names, they can wield great power and influence over the Daedra they belong to. Mortals use them in their incantations to compel us. As a guess, it might be a stronger, more potent version of a Nimic. If we gain access to it, we might be able to weaken Mehrunes Dagon. Perhaps even banish him to the darkest corner of the Deadlands, as the Longhouse Emperors intimated. As we have discussed at length, friendship is an alien concept to my kind. I cannot comment on why mortals do the things they do, and I see little point in spending time agonizing over what could have been. Let us solve one problem at a time, mortal. The relic first, then Sombrin. Between his research and the knowledge Sombren already had that helped Kalia control her power, he apparently figured out a way. Remember, he saw Vandacia absorb Destron's power. He may have extrapolated, or he found something in that cursed book.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it? I've barely had time to process the fact that I'm an ambition, or even learn what that really means. I'm sorry I couldn't... I had a vault? Yes. I remember something about a place where they put me when I was being trained by Sister Seldina. Let me see. It does feel familiar, like trying to remember a dream upon waking. Am I supposed to do something with this? And I better remember what it is and how to use it, right? Put the relic on the table over there. Let me get a better look at it.
Mehrunes Dagon provided parts of himself to create the four ambitions. These parts make up his egonymic and give the ambitions their power. The egonymic can be used to weaken Dagon, to compel him back to oblivion should the need to do so arise. All four parts of the egonymic must be used to even attempt this course of action. We will only use it as a last resort.
I know this. A low and constant hum at the back of my mind. A part of me, but also a part of something else. I think that's how we recognized each other, Sombren and me.
So, the Longhouse Emperors were not as reckless as I thought. Mortal, I have an idea. As I surmised, the egonymic is a more powerful version of a Nimic. Perhaps only the princes have them, since I never heard of them before. Sombren has 2, perhaps even 3 of the 4. We cannot allow him to return that power to Mehrunes Dagon. Sombren was able to take Kalia's power. His summoning of Destron's spirit at the summit suggests he also has Destron somehow, as well as his own. We need to do what he did and steal that power from him for ourselves. Oh, not me, little mortal. The Anchorite. She's the 4th ambition. If Sombren truly seeks Dagon, then he's heading for the prince's capital, Destruction's Solace. We need someone who can lead us through that fortress so we can intercept him. Who else but Aarox the Mutilator? The Daedrat was once Mehrunes Dagon's most powerful general. He must have visited the city multiple times over the centuries. Aarox crawled off toward the shambles when I told him I had no time to remove his curse. And while you track down Aarox, I will gather what allies I can. We will need more than those of us here to breach the walls of Solace and take on Sombren. Meet me at Wretched Spire. Dagon's gaze never reaches that corner of the Deadlands.
You know my friend, the one who defected from the Waking Flame. He says something big is about to happen in the Deadlands.
Very reluctantly decides to take the bait. To what does your friend refer?
No one knows. Or no one's saying. But Mehrunes Dagon is calling every Daedra that can swing a sword to his throne.
Vree considers the might of Dagon's collected legions. Little could withstand such an assault.
My master Nifazon, the shadow that springs eternal, will not be pleased. Perhaps you've heard of him? That little beast killed my guard and nearly bit my ear off. And it talked! They aren't supposed to do that! My master Nifazon, the shadow that screams eternal, will not be pleased. Perhaps you've heard of him?
This matter does not concern you, mortal. The Daedrat will be dealt with soon enough. Do not needlessly involve your... This creature is your pet. He killed the mortal of a very prominent Daedra. I am prepared to take him to our holding cells. If you want... The stricture recognizes the destruction of Daedric property as a crime. But since the only loss was a mortal life, a fine is considered acceptable recompense. If you pay it, I will consider the matter. This compensation is adequate. The Daedrat is free to go.
Master, you came back for me.
That's it? What about my dead guard?
Acceptable compensation has been received for the mortal life.
Unbelievable.
Thank you for freeing me again, mortal master. I shall shred the ankles of your foes once more, claw out their eyes and snip at their heads. You wish to challenge Mehrunes Dagon in his own city? A bold strategy. But I have come to expect nothing less from you, master. Destruction. Oh, very much so. Arox has been there many times. The city walls are impenetrable, even by magical means. But I know of one specific location that would allow Lyranth to portal us through, if she is still a part of this. You can count on your faithful servant. It will be my honor to fight alongside you once more. You do remember. Let us make haste, master.
There you are, finally. Now we can begin.
This is your army? Were I still in possession of my true form, the ground would shake with my laughter.
I was not finished.
This we can work with. I know a spot where you can open a portal into Dagon City.
Very good, Arox. Come, mortal. We have plans to finalize.
Champion. As promised, the Bladebearer clan will fight by your side. A magnificent battle awaits us within Destruction's solace. Many will surely die. It is invigorating. Good. You will need that conviction in order to emerge victorious. Do not let your stance waver, even for an instant. If you allow your...
Well, here we are. It's strange remembering how all this started, but we're going to end it now, right? We'll stop Sombrin, and we'll stop Mehrunes Dagon too. Great. It'll be easy. We'll just sneak right in and pop Sombrin and Mehrunes Dagon right on the nose. It's just like that time when Investigator Vale... Huh. You know, I don't think Investigator Vale ever dealt with the Daedric Prince.
This is a pretty impressive force. Lyranth didn't seem too optimistic about finding allies. And I think she underestimated your influence on people. I've never taken on a Daedric prince before, so I can't say for sure. But I'd put my gold on us. If anyone can find a way to stop Mehrunes Dagon, it's you. You'll see this through.
You've made many allies. I shouldn't be surprised. I'm sorry I can't join you in this fight. I wouldn't be much use to you without my power. and I'm not sure I want to see how this ends anyway. It will be too painful. I know. I trust you. It's hard, though. I still care for him. We were all each other had for a time. But I'm under no illusions. I know he's beyond saving. He's no longer the Sombran I once knew.
Even facing terrible and certain death, your allies come! You have built this army. Now you must lead it to glory! Oh, not at all. But the attempt will be glorious. I mean, of course, Master. It will be difficult, but I will be there to assist you. Right?
I gathered allies. Those who have fought by your side in the past. You've certainly accumulated a lot of them in your travels. Let us hope that between them and the Daedrat's knowledge of the fortress, it will be enough. I will open a portal to get us inside the walls of the city, as Arox suggests. After that, our allies deal with the bulk of Solus's defenses, while we try to intercept Sombran before he turns over his power to Mehrunes Dagon. Optimism will serve us better than pessimism in this, mortal. But the sooner we begin, the better. Take a moment to speak with your allies if you want. Then... Very well. Speak to...
Pay heed to Arox the Mutilator, Daedra and mortals! Make haste to Destruction Solace! It lies west of here, where the Sever becomes the Burn! To glory!
Remember, we need to find Sombran so the Anchorite can take his power.
Gel! No, I am wrong. You are no more an outsider. After the strength showed against Nazosa, you are of the tribe. I bet you are ready for even more blood to fall, yes? I was a massive, ancient tree fading from thirst. Then your arrival was a down...
I suppose the others will offer encouragement and words of wisdom before we charge into the fray. You do not require such pablum. You call that a battle? Merely pest removal. If you had witnessed my battle... Soon, not in the least. Even this little scuffle we are about...
My brigadines stand at the ready. After our embarrassment at Border Watch, we're all eager for another opportunity to prove it was a fluke. We beat Dagon at Redmane. The keep maintains its vigil, and the garrison's reputation stands strong, despite that business with the Painted Eye. Thanks to our victory, the pleasure is ours. Too many nights of holding down a fort dulls a soldier's edge.
The gates are undefended. Is that normal?
No. Never. Master! Be careful. I smell a trap.
I have to admit, I thought we finished our business with Mehrunes Dagon at Fort Redmane. Oh well. We've had no more trouble with apocalyptic cults since the defeat of Von Dacia and the Waking Flame. And between the Ivory Brigade and the Black Fin Legion, we've kept black... Don't mistake my bravado for foolishness. Your ally Lyrinth explained the stakes of the game to me. I'll see this through to victory...
Did you expect to battle my legions? Foolish mortals. I have already won.
Hey! What's happening? Run!
Relax, mortal. I have you. I was barely able to get a hold of you before the spell dispersed you along with the others. I was a fool to think we could challenge a Daedric prince. Mehrunes Dagon is one step ahead of us and we've already lost. Fighting for their lives, scattered to the far corners of this fortress, no doubt. You do not possibly have time to find them all. Mehrunes Dagon seeks to distract you from reaching Sombren. Do not lose sight of that goal. We have reached that point we knew was coming. The place where our paths diverge. You must deal with Sombren for the sake of your world, while I seek the knowledge I came here to acquire. I think... Complete the bargain made with the Longhouse Emperors. He will use Sombren to access Nirn, then take back the power of the Ambitions in order to merge your world with the Deadlands. It was his plan all along. I do hope you survive, mortal. Your needs are irrelevant and no longer my concern. Find your way through the fog. Perhaps you can gather your allies along the way. Remember, you must defeat Sombren and employ the Egonimic against Mehrunes Dagon before he merges the worlds.
You made it. Great. Come on. Sombren is close. I can sense him.
You are insects. Less than insects. With the power of the Ambitions, sooner you shall be mine. Get down. Stay low. Soon the pact will be fulfilled. My victory is inevitable. What was freely given has nurtured, and will be freely returned.
Now I'm going to.
Sombren, when I begin the merge, I will need the power of the ambitions to complete it. Sombren, open the portal to Nirn. Forward, my warriors. The way to the mortal realm is clear.
Yes, Omega. Your will is my command.
No! I cannot hold him! He's too powerful. One moment. I will gather your allies. Sombren is transferring his power to Mehrunes Dagon. We must separate the key from the lock. Free the weapons here and use them to distract Dagon as you get closer to Sombren. Prevent Sombren from transferring his power. Go!
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
I'm with you, champion. We will defeat them together. More beasts incoming. Be ready. Well done, champion. Now let us put these weapons to good use.
We will draw Dagon's attention from here. Get to Sombren.
To work, comrades.
This is your great plan, champion. Throwing pebbles? I will teach you true destruction. There you are. The doomed leader of this pathetic rebellion. Tell me, Are your people prepared for your death?
Dagon! I'm the one you want, right? Come and get me! No, I'll keep Dagon busy.
Married. Have you come to fulfill your purpose? Your destruction is inevitable. I am the Lord of Fire and Flood.
I will not allow you to interfere! Dagon, please, help me!
There you are. So this is where you choose to die.
This ends here! I'll draw the Ego Mimic out of Sombra. Use it against Dagon! Use the Ego Mimic against Mehrunes Dagon! Go! Attack now!
You dare strike me.
Keep fighting! We'll be alright!
Arise, Sombre. I still have use of you.
Fighting me! What, Deathstorms have died for nothing?
Your world is mine, mortals. Every sharp arrow. You will be a thorn in my side no longer.
Dagon, I cannot do this on my own! Aid me!
I'll pull the Ego Mimic from him! Use it against Dagon! Right now!
Arrogant vermin.
Hold on! I need a moment!
Ambition. There is still work to be done.
I will not fail you!
I will savor your dying breaths.
Sombrin! Use it against Dagon! This is a fight now.
You will pay for that.
Strike now!
Do you think you've won? That you could triumph over me? Fools. You have only seen a fraction of my power.
We stand with you, champion.
If you wish to die together, so be it.
They're coming for us. We did it! He's gone. Is it really over?
Well done, little mortal. You were successful.
I have the power of all 4 ambitions now. It feels like my head is going to burst.
Then I shall relieve you of it, Anchor.
Aaron, what are you doing?
You have done well, mortals. Your realm is safe. I consider our venture together a success, but we must part ways. That portal will take you back to Wretched Spire. I have what I need. We will not see each other again.
The power of the ambitions. She took it all. But the ego mimic worked. We defeated Dagon. We really did it. Lyrinth. She took the power of the ambitions. But we defeated Dagon.
Do not fret over the Dremora's deception. It is her nature to be selfish. The battle here is done. Let us...
We did it! We really did it! You're incredible, you know that? You took on a daydream... so used to running off to the next disaster, it feels strange to have a moment of peace. Am I dreaming, or do we really have a moment to breathe?
You're not dreaming. But it is odd, isn't it?
You did it! You banished Mehrunes Dagon and saved Tamriel. How does it feel being a big hero and all that? None of this would have been possible without you, you know. You were right there from the very beginning. Absolutely. Tamriel owes us a huge clap on the back, if I do say so myself. It's been a long journey, but we're finally at the end. Let's enjoy this victory. We certainly earned it. And you, most of all. You big hero, you. Now that the dust has settled, I'm not really sure what to do with myself. I suppose we should probably check in with a few people. Word probably travels fast with something this big, but we can't count on that. As many as we can. Let's get everyone in the same place so we can all collectively catch our breath. Everything happened so fast after we kicked Dagon in his ugly face, we didn't really get a chance to talk. Maybe we could all meet in Leowin? I'd tell you to put up your feet, but I know you better than that by now. You never sit still for long. So I say we head to Fargrave and start by checking in with Kalia and Madame Wim first. We don't even know if they've heard what happened yet. I'll meet you in Fargrave at the House of Wims. Once we talk to Madame Wim and Kalia, we can decide who to track down next. Oh, that. I was trying not to think too hard about it. Thought it might spoil the celebration. Nothing puts a damper on a job well done like a Daedra who you sort of thought was your friend deciding to steal the powers of the ambitions, huh? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know. I never really understood why she was helping us in the first place, but I didn't question it. Now I have to wonder if this was her plan all along. That's true, but she's still a Daedra at the end of the day, isn't she? I hope you're right. She was with us every step of the way on our mission to stop Mehrunes Dagon. We couldn't have done it.
What a battle. I will remember it always with great pride. As should you, champion. You faced an insurmountable foe and arose victorious. You banished Dagon to the depths of the Deadlands. It is as close to death as Daedra can conceive. You have done what many would consider impossible. But he will return eventually. No. I care little for what she does with her prize. Neither you nor I have any use for the ambition's power. Why concern yourself needlessly? An interesting question. Afroz is defeated. The waking flame is extinguished. And you, mortal, have dealt Mehrunes Dagon a humiliating blow that he will no doubt remember for eons to come.
Once again, I believe my work here is done. But if it turns out that Mehrunes Dagon needs yet another sharp lesson, I hope you'll think of me.
What a battle! Glorious! Blood drenches the ground of Destruction Solace, and Mehrunes Dagon's defeat shudders throughout the realm. To witness your triumph was my greatest honor. Excellently. While you pursued Sombrin, I helped the others hold back the forces of Mehrunes Dagon. I lost count of the foes I felled in your name. Just when I thought we might be overwhelmed, a great and sudden force seemed to freeze the Deadlands entirely. Our adversaries halted in their tracks. Of course, Master. The very foundations of this plane trembled with your might. A legion of Daedric eyes and ears bore witness to your victory. Within this small body beats the massive heart of a titan. You have reminded me that my fight is not yet done, and I can still be of use. I am finished. Possible! You stormed the gates of Destruction Solace and brought Mehrunes Dagon to his knees. And you brought your allies home safely. Nothing seems impossible after witnessing that. If a cure for this curse exists, I will find it.
Twice now you have saved the people of Blackwood, and perhaps all of Tamriel, from the devastation of Mehrunes Dagon. Forgive me if I say that I hope we do not meet this way again.
This day belongs to you, friend. I can't imagine how we would have stopped Von Dacia or Mehrunes Dagon without your help.
So we're all meeting in Leowin, was it? It'll be good to see everyone gathered in one place and safe. We didn't get much of a chance to assess what happened. This will get... No. It's an odd sensation, but not entirely unwelcome. Without them, Mehrunes Dagon will never have reason to hunt me. A nap first. After that, it's hard to say. Maybe I'll get a chance to explore the mortal world a bit. My part in world-ending prophecies and machinations is done. I'm just myself now. Nothing more, nothing less. That's exciting. I'm sure they'll all sort themselves out over time, but I'm not in a hurry. That chapter of my life is closed. I think it's time for new memories. Maybe even a new name. Who knows? I've never understood Lyrinth's motivations. Sure, she was integral in helping us banish Dagon, but do any of us know why? I shudder to think about what she has planned for all that power. But I doubt we've seen the last of her. Her curiosity about the mortal world will draw her back. She tries to hide it, but in her own way, I think she is fond of us. So we're all meeting in Leowin, was it? It'll be good to see everyone gathered in one place and safe. Of course. I'd help you and Everly hunt the others down, but I think I need to be alone for a bit. So much has happened, and I feel like I still haven't caught up. Great. Not that I had any doubts. You and Everly head to Fargrave. Get Madam Wim and Kalia caught up. I'll meet you in Nirn once I've got my head sorted.
You did well, regardless of where the powers of the ambitions now rest.
I agree. You defeated Mehrunes Dagon. That's incredible.
And there's the hero of the moment.
The small wood elf has an oversized persona, rather like a Banekin, I suppose. She informed me of the rendezvous in Leowin. Kalia and I will be sure to attend. There have been strange magical occurrences in the city. They started quite recently, and while I do not know for sure, I have a theory about these incidents. The little wood elf told us that Lyrinth stole the power of the ambitions. Even for someone as capable as Lyrinth, all of that energy could be overwhelming. That kind of power is volatile. It may leak from her core until she manages to control it. I cannot say for certain, but if I am correct, it means Lyrinth is somewhere in Fargrave. And it will only be a matter of time before she learns to wield that power without leaving a trail. This may be your last chance to speak with her. I do not know if you will find Lyrinth, but you may as well try. I sent my faithful servant Hezek to investigate the disturbances, though I doubt the fool has found much. Regardless, Kalia and I will meet you and your other allies in Leowin. Just look around the city for sparkling walls of dancing light. I understand they can be quite beautiful. Or find my servant, Hezek. I sent him out to investigate. Either way, you'll run into Lyrinth or not. She's stubborn, even for a Dremora.
Lyrinth, huh? I'll help you look. Let's meet at the Plaza of Portals in a bit to compare notes.
Stop stuffing your gullet! Madam Wim will be displeased if we do not keep moving! Oh, it's you. Did Madam Wim send you? Yes and no. It was Lyrinth for certain, but only an echo of her. It must...
aura of my talents cannot hope to stand alone against the Dagonists and an army of living disasters. It cost you nothing, mortal. As for what I paid, I'd rather not discuss it. We knew was coming. The place where our paths diverge. Little mortal, come to take in the view? I had a feeling you would not rest until you found me, little mortal. I skirted the wood elf earlier, but I know better than to keep you from your goal. I assume you wish to speak with me. So, speak. Steal? Destron is dead, Sombren is dead, and Kalia was already stripped of hers. I stole nothing. As for the anchorite, she is better off without them. She should thank me for removing that shackle to her past. My plan? I started out looking to learn a secret. Where my search would lead, I had no clue. But yes, the more we uncovered, the more I grew interested in the ambition's power. The ability to shift destinies. What happens next? Not your concern. Oh, but it does. Where I walk next, no mortal has even ventured. Possibly no Daedra either, for that matter. I will not allow anyone to stand in my way. Not even you. It is time to let me go, little mortal. Mortals. Always asking questions that do not require answers. But I cannot discount your role in helping me achieve my goals, so I suppose I can try to satisfy your curiosity. Go ahead. To fulfill a promise made a long, long time ago, little mortal. And that is all I will speak of it. We are no longer allies. I do not see the point. My part in this is finished, and I am satisfied. There is nothing further I need from them. Or, I'm not a prophet, mortal. Seeing the future is not among my many abilities. But the whirls and eddies of existence carry us together and apart in their courses. You have been quite useful, little mortal. You have my thanks. For what it is worth. Wherever I go next, do not attempt to follow. Our paths must diverge, at least for now.
There you are. Did you have any luck? I looked everywhere and talked to everyone I could find. I even gave someone one of my arrows, and then he ran off with it. Ugh, this place. Did you find Lyrinth? I'm at the end of my branch here. Maybe that's for the best. Lyrinth worked as hard as any of us to stop Mehrunes Dagon, but we all understood she wasn't doing it for Nirn's sake. Figures. Maybe it's silly. But I was hoping for a little reassurance that we didn't just unleash a new threat on the world directly after banishing another. You're right. Let's just hope it doesn't come back to bite us anytime soon. Come on, we should get to Leowin. The others should be gathering, and I'll pick up any stragglers we missed on the way.
bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home. There you are. Good, you're here. I was afraid this crowd would turn ravenous if they had to wait any longer. Don't be alarmed. Looks like everyone's in a good mood. Though I think that apparently word spread faster than we thought. When I got here, there were already people gathered. Everyone knows what we did in Sundercliff. Everly's trying to muster the courage to say something to all of them, but she could use a little help. Everly's a little nervous. That wood elf can stare down a Daedric prince without blinking, but public speaking? There is the thought. She could use your help. Good question. I have my memories back, no strange ambition powers to speak of, and nothing riding on my shoulders. I could do anything. I think I'm going to stay close to Calia for a bit. Tamriel is new to both of us. We can navigate it together. Of course, it's my home, or at least the closest thing I've ever had to one. But I'm excited to familiarize myself with Tamriel. There's so much I don't know. Besides...
Look at all these people! I wasn't expecting this. I guess it's not that surprising. You've got a habit of bringing all sorts together, don't you? I think they want a speech or something. I can't stick arrows in a speech. What do I say? Thanks to you, more like. Sure, everyone here played a part, but no one would be left standing if you hadn't been there. You're the reason Tamriel is safe. I look up to you, you know. You deserve so much more than this. But here, take it. People? Daedra? Everyone? I'm not particularly great at speeches, so I'll get this over with. Mehrunes Dagon tried to take Tamriel for himself, but we sent his ruddy ass back to oblivion. Now, there's one person who's been in this fight since the start of it, and I want to make sure they get their due. Take a bow, you! Blackwood deserves to celebrate its hero. Well, what a journey. Investigator Vale would be proud of us, don't you think? Who knows? Maybe I'll find some new world-ending mess to get myself into. I've got a taste for it now. I'm going to miss you. But I'm sure our paths will cross again. The two of us never stay out of trouble for long.
This day belongs to you, friend. I can't imagine how we would have stopped. I fought for my home and my people. Any soldier would do as much. But you, my friend.
I am impressed with you, mortal. You did something many thought was impossible, and are still standing at the end of it. When you first brightened the door of the House of Wind, business as always. Clients come and go, and come again. Oblivion will shudder for a time with the echo of Mehrunes Dagon's defeat.
This one is not surprised. You had the courage to enter the Brandfire Reformatory to recover a stranger's sister. Of course you'd be the one to shove those half-witted pyromaniacs back to the pits where they belong. Tufei will spend some time with her family. She has learned not to take them for granted.
Twice now you have saved the people of Blackwood, and perhaps all of Tamriel, from the devastation of Mehrunes Dagon. Blackwood is at peace. I can lay down my sword for a time and spend my days building something new instead of fighting to save what is already here. Although, I think I will begin by building better walls in Gideon.
Once again, I believe my work here is done. But if it turns... On the contrary, thank you. The destruction of Tamriel would have been bad for business. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have helped you avert that disaster.
The tales of our battles and victories will be known to all. You called, we answered. Though I do not know if the mortals of Leowyn approve of our presence. It came as quite a shock to those that witnessed our arrival. We will return to Oblivion quickly after this is through, do not worry.
Mehrunes Dagon, defeated by mortals. I did not think such a thing was possible. Madam, we...
Rumors of what you've done have flown across plains. Can't say I'm too surprised after what I saw in that citadel. Don't know how you see yourself, but you're a hero to the entire Kalmar. I reached an awful town called Wretched Spire. From there, I hitched a ride with a merchant caravan headed this way. I'm learning a lot about the people living beyond our home. Villages, families, communities exist in places I didn't need to keep moving, you know? Maybe find another caravan, head to more strange cities. Learn more than I could have ever thought. Eventually I'll go back to Nirn.
So, my erstwhile colleague banishes Dagon himself. I must admit I'm impressed. I know only 2 people who've accomplished the same, and they are worshipped as gods. Just don't let the victory go to your head. No one likes a conceited braggart.
This almost feels like Fargrave. I've never seen Nirn so full of Daedra.
I'm going to find some of those pastries you mortals rave about. I might as well try to make sense of something, and I've more of a chance of understanding them than I do your accomplishments.
I once read in a First Era tome that even the smallest flea might inspire the tallest hist. You have inspired me in much the same way. I do not offer gratitude all that often, as you may know, but the other winds asked. Elosi finally convinced us to take on students, replacements to carry the tradition of the winds. They will need a great deal more training before they can...
Strength, vigor, firm, hardy skin. How could a single person contain so many gifts? And yet, how could the deeds of Otumi Ra become any more legendary? My name is already known across all of Tamriel. What next, the moons? I receive my own stars? Actually, Now, just watching your great success pleases me enough.
Once again, the machinations of the Daedric princes have been thwarted by you. We might have to start calling you the 12th.
My mistress, the Dread Lady, gone. And she didn't take me with her. What did I do to displease her? More importantly, what did you do to make her leave? Ugh, this is all your fault. It has to be. Or maybe this is a test. Go away. I need to ponder.
You, the magician, defeated Mehrunes Dagon again? This is incredible. I need some mead. There was a caravan moving through the Sever. We ended up in a city called, Fargrave. A group known as the Sarathu Tong helped me get back to Tamriel from there. I said that you'd help me in the folly. I hope that was all right. Oh, Sylvani, of course Sotha Seal wants to know what you're doing here. My lord, I was there when you saved Mournhold from Mehrunes Dagon. After I heard that you defeated him again, I wanted to congratulate you in person. Oh yes, I know. Obviously you're not the magician. How could you be? But, in the event that you are, your secret's safe with me. I promise.
Mehrunes. This is a grand day, Master. Though I am grieved to no longer travel at your side, I must return to the Celestial Palanquin.